What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Bump and Feed. Today, we figured since a lot of people were upset with WWE with the handling of the Saudi Arabia stuff and the women, we'd make a video kind of praising some of the women, where we want to see the division go, some stuff we'd like to see, and kind of give them their due. So,
yeah, women's wrestling today, like we've been talking about for a few weeks, well, longer than a few weeks, but women's wrestling today is at a whole nother level. Professional wrestling in general, not only the WWE, but all over the indies and in other promotions. Women are at the forefront now.
Yeah, they're being taken serious.
Taken seriously. I mean, if you look at the entire roster that is currently WWE, there's not many bad seeds.
No, there's a ton of good, and it's the fact that you can call them wrestle. Like, I know this sounds terrible, but like the fact that just that whole Divas thing is dropped. Like, they are legit competitors. They're legit athletes.
Yeah. Yeah, the day of yesteryear, I mean, just 5 years ago, you would have, I mean, even the worst person on the roster now
is not bad.
Is not bad. If you want to say it is Alicia Fox, she's not that bad now. I mean, honestly, she's been there for over a decade, but...
Well, I appreciate her for constantly trying to work a gimmick, too.
Yeah, that's true, and she's worked through a lot, but I mean, you have someone like Nia Jax who's turning it up right now, and she's the current, Raw Women's Champion.
She's impressed me a lot. As a matter of fact, Justin, my buddy Justin, he pinpoints her growing and like what she became. And I haven't watched the match, which sounds terrible for, I guess, two dudes running a wrestling channel. But there was a gauntlet match on Raw that went like a ton of time, maybe 20 or 30 minutes. And she was in the entire thing. I think she ended up getting beat by Sasha at the end.
Right.
But he just said seeing her work that entire match, and honestly, like, I don't know when that exact moment was, but there's a definite increase in her productivity in the last 6 months.
Yeah, she never was bad per se, but she wasn't necessarily good either. So
maybe she was confused in what her gimmick or something. Almost, like didn't know how to work for her size.
Yeah, I mean, you can almost throw Tamina in there too with her, who's Tamina's okay. I mean, I don't hate Tamina by no means, and she's this, the daughter of a legend, Jimmy Snuka. Yeah. But I mean, I almost feel like both of them were kind of trying to find themselves.
Yeah.
And I think both of them have on the current women's roster way better than they would have 5 years ago or did 5 years ago.
100%. And I know Nia hits a better Samoan than Roman.
Oh, yeah. I do like Nia Jax's Samoan drop.
She kills it.
She can be pretty brutal. But yeah, also on the Raw roster, you got someone to look out for, maybe Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
She's really impressive.
I like her. Well, I like the fact that she's kind of in that, like, even though the women's revolution started, they all kind of looked the same. They all had the super long extensions and all this. I like that Ruby Riott at least has a look to her. Like, she's not just this person again. Yeah,
she's very different and very confident. I know she's done a lot of good stuff on the indies before getting there, and the crew she runs with, both those girls are good too.
Yeah,
and then
stuff.
And then another one to look forward to that's coming in is going to be Ember Moon, who's on the roster now.
I love her so much.
I love her finish.
Yeah, her finish rules.
She's really good, coming in from NXT with an awesome run there with their title, with WWE's title.
Yeah. I never knew who Ember. I never saw her independent.
Yeah, I haven't seen her anything previous before WWE either. But she's really good. She takes it to another level in the ring. She's intense. I think there's still tons of room to grow, of course, but yeah, she's fun.
Yeah. I think, really and truly, what it seems like to me is that the entire roster is full. Maybe not this level, because this is my favorite women's wrestler ever. Like, I love this woman more than almost anything, even more than a lot of dudes. But it's almost like the roster is full of a bunch of Sarah Del Rey's.
Yeah. Which, I mean, is maybe something to say to her, because she's still head trainer in NXT, so...
God, man, I wish that some of these chicks would have been around when she was, like, just to see... Because she had to compete against men.
Mm-hmm. To get good matches. She faced Cesaro, so... in Shikara, in a really good match you should look up if you haven't seen that. I miss Sarah Del Rey in general, quite honestly.
I'm happy she's getting that payday.
Yeah, and she's in a good spot, and I'm glad she's kind of the head of for the future, because you can see a little bit of her in a lot of people. And I mean, that's really cool. On the SmackDown side of things, we got Carmella now with the women's title.
Yeah. And I know people trash on Carmella.
Yeah.
But, like, really,
she's a really good heel.
She is.
She's a really good heel.
I think she is too. And she gets heat And I don't think it's necessarily we hate you heat. Like, I think she genuinely draws like a decent.
Yeah, she generated
heel
some
heat.
good heat. I think it was 2 weeks ago on SmackDown when she was doing the whole thing with, you know, making the crowd rewatch her victory when she won the. She's like, "You're gonna watch this until you cheer me," basically. I mean, that's just grade A, old school Southern heat, even.
Yeah.
So yeah, Carmella's one to not only look up for. I mean, she's doing it, and she cashed in the Money in the Bank to get that thing. So
she sure did, which is honestly a good move. I know people hated that Charlotte lost, or that Asuka lost to Charlotte,
right?
But you knew that Carmella was going to cash in, and honestly, it's a good move for WWE to have the first woman to win Money in the Bank to cash in and win.
Yeah.
And it would be a lot better for her to just go ahead and beat Charlotte. That way, Asuka. And here's the thing too: having Asuka's first loss to Charlotte. Charlotte's the best.
Yeah, and that didn't hurt either one of them at all.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
I'm not to say that I wasn't going for Asuka and then I was let down that day, but I mean, it didn't hurt either one of them.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Asuka's still scary as shit.
Dude, she is absolutely.
And Charlotte's one of the best out there. So I mean, honestly, I'm waiting for that rematch.
Yeah.
I want them to go again in an epic. That I mean, the fact that those two women were my favorite WrestleMania matches says something.
Yeah, they absolutely. It was the best match
I
out.
would have not guessed that in a million years.
Yeah. It's super weird. And with the growing roster, me and Stevie talked about this a lot.
Ever growing, yeah.
I would love to see a women's specific pay-per-view, but specifically, since they're not using it for men, I would love to see Queen of the Ring.
Oh, yeah. That's almost like a, why aren't you doing this type of thing?
Maybe have the winner of it. You know, it could be set up just like King of the Ring.
Yeah.
You could have whatever matches later with the champion, but have your 8-seed tournament winner, which that was kind of an up in the air thing with the men, I guess. But I would love to see the winner of Queen of the Ring title shot at SummerSlam or something like that.
And you could bring in, I mean, you could use, it'd really be cool because where you do have your roster split, you could use, you know, and even if you didn't do 8, you could do 16 and use 8 from each side. And then, I mean, I don't know. I think I don't know how they haven't done Queen of the Ring yet. Even if they don't ever bring back King of the Ring as a pay-per-view, they should do Queen of the Ring as a network. If not a network special, a pay-per-view. There's no reason not to.
Absolutely. I think that the women's division today has enough to strive and be able to hold a pay-per-view on their own because the roster it's the deepest the women's roster has probably ever been.
For sure.
Because I'm actually on the weird side of the fence about this, and I've told Stevie this a million times. I think the most overrated women's roster or time in women's wrestling, and I don't hate these women at all. But I do not think that the Trish Stratus Lita era was the greatest women's wrestling ever.
Not at all.
I don't think that.
Not at all. Not that I hate Trish Stratus. I think she was amazing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, they kind of look back to that as like this is what brought us to the dance. But they were still, you know.
Look at WrestleMania 1, the women's match on it.
Oh yeah, back in the '80s, the Jumping Bomb Angels.
Dude, it's
they were killing it back then, and they weren't pushed to the forefront then.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go find that stuff.
So that's definitely. The women have come a long way, but that was not the pivotal turning point for women's wrestling.
No, and that's not showing throwing any shade at Trish or Lita.
No,
that's just not the truth.
Yeah.
And you know, we know how WWE will paint their own picture through history, but today we're in a really good spot for women's wrestling, and I mean, there's no stopping them. I don't think.
I think so, man. I think that they're heading in the right direction. So, but guys, we're gonna end that video there. Let us know what you think down below. Would you think a Queen of the Ring would be fantastic? Would you watch it? If so, what other ideas do you have or anything like that? We read every comment and we'll try to respond to them. But thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in the next video.